What's going on, guys? Mike from Pure Hustle Podcast here, and I have been going to some Amazon return stores in my local area, and I've been doing pretty okay. I went today, and it was a lower dollar day. I'll kind of explain how it works in just a minute, but stick around and check out what I picked up. So these Amazon return stores are pretty interesting, at least the ones here in my area, and it seems to be, it's pretty consistent around the board. The places that do this type of thing where they're selling Amazon returns, these kind of warehouses, they're really large and they tend to have a decreasing value or cost of goods each day throughout the week or as time goes. So for my store specifically, on Fridays, it is the opening day, as it were. And so all of the items are going to be top dollar items, or the best items are still going to be available, and they cost $8. And then every day it decreases by $2. So it goes 8, 6, 4, 2, then it gets to $1 and then 50 cents before they close and restock. Now, today I went and it was a $2 day. And so I was kind of interested to see what was still going to be there, because I went on Friday, I got some $8 stuff, and I'll show you some of the things I picked up, but I was interested to see what would be there on a $2 day. And I actually was able to pick up quite a few things for me. As far as reselling went, wasn't the best $2 day for me. I've been on a $1 day before and picked up a handful of items that were valuable for resale. But today was more of just kind of digging around bins, finding a couple things that were actually really useful for me. In fact, I picked up some chicken feed, like tub things that cost like 30, 40 bucks. I've got chickens now, and I was able to pick those up for $2. So saved a bunch of money there, some other things like that. But as far as resale went, the $8 day was a little bit better for me. So let's check out what I was able to pick up. All right, so these items here came from an $8 day. And if you want to hear more about the story, kind of cool, I brought a friend with me. Check out our podcast. It's going to release probably here pretty soon. I'll give some updates here. But this is a 3D printer filament dryer. These sell, I'm thinking I'm probably going to be able to list this and sell it for about 40 bucks or so, maybe a little more. My goal on the $8 day was to be able to buy things for $8 and sell it for at least 50. Unfortunately, when I got home and started doing a little bit more research, I realized some of those items that I paid a little bit up for, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the full 50, but I should be able to at least sell everything for minimum $35. So not too bad. Here's a monitoring system, a temperature monitoring system for, I believe, like freezers or something like that. They show freezing temperatures. This, I should be able to make at least that $50 mark here. So I'm pretty excited about that one. The thing you got to realize too, these ones are new. You could tell the boxes hadn't been opened, but it's missing its main box. There are some things you run into is people will sometimes return items that are, have been used. For instance, like this tool set that I picked up here, I'm gonna have to list this one as used instead of new, because I could tell like on some of the pieces there's some wearing. This brand, this Topec, I think I should be able to sell this one again, probably about $35, $40. I could maybe make a little bit more. It just depends, but I think I'm just gonna try and list to sell quickly here. But you got to be careful because some of these are just like damaged boxes. For instance, this here is a phone holder camera system thing where you can kind of like do overhead projector, screen recording type, or not screen recording, but like recording a dock cam. But the box has been damaged, but when I opened it, it was clearly like the inside had never been opened. So some of these are going to be damaged boxes or open boxes. But when you're going to these Amazon return stores, sometimes you're going to be picking up items that are clearly they're bad, they're broken. I had one where somebody had returned something that was like the original, like they took a part of a pool pump or something like that, and they sent back their old one in the box. So instead of returning the new one, and we've all talked about that. Here's a skull. Here's again one that I think I should be able to sell for about $35, maybe 30. When I did some research, some of these were going for a little bit more, so I thought I could get that $50 mark. But again, I want to sell these quickly. $8 to $35 is not the dream, but if I can do these really quickly and get a lot of them, it's kind of worth it. I also picked up a cricket helmet. I picked up, here's kind of a cool one. Here's an ultrasonic cleaner. This is another one that it's open box. The manual looks like it had been looked through or like got it bent in there, but inside is like brand new. It never came out of the packaging. So you got to be careful with some of these things, because if someone's returning it to Amazon, there's different reasons. Could be because the item is broken, and so you're getting a broken item. So you could be dealing with a customer, upset with you when you sell it on eBay.
So another thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that a lot of the items are in boxes and you can't really tell what they are. They have little stickers on some of them that kind of have a brief description of what's in the box. Maybe, decorations, party decorations, Easter, maybe a brand name, phone case. So there's some descriptions in there, but they have box opening stations that you actually have to go to in order to have the boxes open. But on these days after Friday, a lot of the boxes are already open and you can kind of just dig through and see what they are without having to go to the box opening stations.
So I picked up a few other things too that I think are pretty valuable. This was not my best day there. I think I picked up a total of like 10 to 11 items. And like I said, I should be able to, on the bottom level, get about $35 each. That ultrasonic cleaner, I should be able to sell for like 50, 60 bucks. Some of the models were going for like 200, which is why I picked it up. Unfortunately, the model, once I looked at it, wasn't the $200 model. So you win some, you lose some. But one of the things that I noticed was kind of interesting about this is the store. Some people have said you've got to be careful of fakes. Like, some of the reasons why Amazon is pulling these items is because there's fakes, and you can kind of tell if there's a bulk of items there's lots of the same one. It could be because Amazon pulled fakes, so you do have to be careful of that at these Amazon return stores. But one of the areas where I know for sure there's some fakes is their cologne. So I know cologne not super well, but I'm pretty familiar with some of the scents. I kind of collect cologne, and they had some really good ones. In fact, like for instance, they had a Ventus Creed for her, which is like $160 cologne or plus, depending. They had some Tom Ford colognes, and when I had them spray one of them for me, because they have some open testers, I could tell right away this is not the right smell. It's close, but it's off, and it only lasted like a half hour. So they're trying to sell these colognes for $25 a pop. So you definitely have to be careful of some fakes at a place like this, or broken items. But I mean, that's things you could potentially run into at garage sales or thrift stores anyways. I think this is a good sourcing opportunity for me. And if you haven't been to one of these stores and you have one in your area, go ahead and check it out. The $8 days, or the high dollar day, is going to be the best time. It's crazy. The next video I do, I'll actually show like a full me sourcing there when it's crazy busy. It wasn't too busy today. There's just a few people looking around at items, but it can get super hectic. Let me know in the comments below. Have you been to any of these Amazon return stores? What are your experiences? Have you gotten fakes? Have you gotten burned there? Or have you been able to make some profit? Anyways, thanks guys for watching. Make sure to be real, relevant, and reselling. Peace.